Hey everybody, this is Doomhammer with another kind of recap video of recent elections and campaigns. So the first one here is when I was Josh Shapiro versus Rudy Giuliani. This was a primary matchup where I did two primaries and took the two winners. As you can see, the first time I played against Giuliani, I got crushed as Josh Shapiro. So Giuliani definitely gave it to me, I guess. You can see right there, one of the main reasons I actually lost this was we look at some classic Democrat states not going my way. So we're looking at like Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Delaware. Just that is about 20, 30 some electoral votes. Illinois, which normally goes Democrat, didn't go my way. Hawaii, not like those states alone would have brought me the victory, but it very well would have made it a lot closer. And I still would have needed to win like Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, some sort of combination there. But again, not the map I wanted. But when I played as Giuliani, I also lost. So this was 2 L's for me. Shapiro just totally obliterated me. I guess I just was having a bad night playing these games. You can see right there just a blue wave across a lot of Republican states. Again, like Florida going for Shapiro was rough. Carolina, Tennessee, Kansas and Kentucky. I pointed out the wrong one. I got Rhode Island though. However, I got some of like the common like Midwest swing states. I couldn't pull in Wisconsin, but PA, Michigan, Ohio. But just this blue wave was just too much to handle. So Giuliani and Carrie Lake, the 2 election deniers, not able to get in when I was in charge. Now, I did another primary thing with Gabbard. Or no, this was a request for Gabbard versus Ramaswamy. And I had the largest electoral victory I've ever had as Ramaswamy. I know, ew. But it happened. Somehow she won Idaho, and then she won Delaware and Massachusetts. That's it. So Ramaswamy DeSantis, 520 EC victory, one of the Reagan-esque victories I've had. Now, when I was Gabbard, I also had a commanding victory. So we see I went with Sinema because Gabbard and Sinema are kind of the rebels of the Democratic Party. Ramaswamy picked Scott. And right there, basically, every swing state you could have went my way, other than Nevada. We got PA, Michigan, even North Carolina, Georgia, the Southwest here. But very commanding victory. And then moving on, we did another one where I was John Ossoff versus Youngkin. This was another primary victory where I came ahead. I played as Ossoff and I played as Youngkin. So you see Ossoff with a 387 victory, kind of Bill Clinton-esque there. We see states like Oklahoma, Louisiana going my way for blue, Missouri. He pulled off Vermont somehow. Don't ask me how. Kept his home state of Georgia, was able to pull off Florida. Pretty solid victory there, despite, Youngkin picking Reagan out of the grave for his VP. Then when I was Youngkin, I ended up going with Ted Cruz. So Youngkin Cruz versus Ossoff and Jimmy Carter. Again, this was another landslide victory, a 333 landslide. We won all the key battleground states other than Wisconsin, but we did steal Washington, which I think is a better win. Washington's 12 ECs, Wisconsin's 10. So pretty solid victory there for Youngkin. Continuing on, I also did Kelly versus Kanye West. So this was an interesting one too because I didn't think as Kanye I'd do that well, and I was losing most of the game. If you watch that video, I was trailing, and he uses the authoritarian deck. And I gotta tell you, he came through near the end. There was that one card where you get like 150% plus speech bonus, and I was able to lock down a few states. And as you can see, Kelly had a decent victory. The 238 is not bad. However, it still got a 300 EC victory, pulling off most of the Midwest. And really, I gave up South Carolina. It was probably the only real... South Carolina and Kentucky being the only real Republican states I gave up. Then when I was Kelly, I chose Gavin Newsom. And I didn't change the name there, but it is West Haley. So that was a 362 victory. You can see a very clear landslide for Mark Kelly. He wins his home state in Arizona. I somehow lost Oregon and Washington. I don't know how, but I still got Tennessee, Kansas, Kentucky. Kentucky going blue in more elections than I think it should. Then someone wanted me to do Harris versus Ramaswamy, so here we are. Harris, I was able to beat Harris as Ramaswamy. Now, this was the one I had a little glitch to because I did a mod test, and I showed people how to change mods and change state EC. So Arizona had like 50 electoral college, which it shouldn't have. That's why it has 329 there. So I did technically win with 290. However, Harris did campaign more aggressively in Arizona than I thought she should have if it was only worth 11 as opposed to 50. But we still came away with the win there, and we're counting it. Shut up. Don't talk to me about it. He still wins, and that was Ramaswamy with Herschel Walker. Then as Kamala Harris, I just had a beatdown of Ramaswamy, winning Texas, winning Louisiana, Florida. I didn't get New Hampshire, oddly, but was able to win almost all the Southwest and western part of the country. And I won Iowa, so Harris having a very commanding victory. And yes, I thought it was cute. I made Joe Biden Harris's VP. I did 1960 mod, and playing as Kennedy, as you can see, a major landslide. The Kennedy in the workshop is very powerful. So I mean, if you ever use him, he's definitely a very tough candidate to play against. So Nixon only getting 77 electoral votes, all in worthless states. I'm sorry if you live in any of those states, but we look at Arizona only being 4 ECs at this time in 1960. Indiana and New Jersey, the two biggest states I lost, which is not much of a loss. And then when I was Nixon and Goldwater, I was trying to beat Kennedy, and Kennedy just had that clean sweep of the South. And I needed to make up about 30 ECs, and so I just wasn't able to do it with Nixon. I mean, I would have needed to pull in Iowa. I would have had Michigan and Iowa, and I would have won. But it's one of those things where very tough, this mod going up against Kennedy. I have kind of the aspiration to maybe play as Johnson versus Nixon or Nixon versus Johnson and see if it's more balanced between Democrat and Republican, and it's just Kennedy's a great character. But a very good game there. Then we had a more recent game. The last two videos, I did the primaries, and one is Warnock, and one is Dr. Oz. And with Dr. Oz, I was losing the entire game. I was like borderline wanting to cry about how bad Oz was doing. But at the very end, I was able to swing some states my way. I was able to pull across that 270, winning with 290. I still lost my home state, but I did steal Georgia away from Warnock, which was his home state. And so really pulling in Georgia was crucial. And then I was able to keep on with Ohio, Michigan, and North Carolina. And I think Florida at the time was also very much in jeopardy. So if I didn't win Florida, I would have lost. It would have brought me down to 260. But because I got Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, we were able to get across the finish line. And then as Warnock, we had a commanding, pounding, dominant victory over Oz Pence. As you can see, I still won my home state. I stole Pennsylvania from Oz. And just a very consistently blue map. I mean, I didn't win Arizona, but when we look at Florida being added to that landslide victory, very solid victory that we all should be proud of. So here we have my results. I have a very nice 69% win percentage. I have oddly won equally 18-8 as Democrats and as Republicans. These are all the different players I've played as or candidates I've played as. And I'm going to keep adding to this list. So I hope you like these videos. I'm going to keep churning them out. I think people like them, so I'm going to keep doing it. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. If any of these campaigns you missed and you want to go watch, I don't know, Mark Kelly and Kanye West, you can go back and do that. They're all in the playlist under Political Machine. So hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the upcoming videos.